And now we're just days to the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers starting in September. Former national team players expressing concerns over the inability of the Nigerian Football Federation to appoint a coach for the Super Eagles. And the NFF has been unable to name a replacement for Finidi George, who resigned from his position in June after 2 games in 2026 qualifiers. That's for the World Cup, and the Super Eagles will begin their campaign to qualify as Group D winners on September 7th when they host Benin Republic on Matchday 1 and then travel to Rwanda 3 days later for Matchday 2 before meeting Libya in October. And ex-players like Godwin Okpara and Festus Odeni expressed their worries to Afrosport TV correspondent Tayo Ogunsheye.
I'm worried about that, you know. Yeah, I mean, this is not the situation for us now, and we don't need to face this now. We're supposed to be ready. We have our coach on the ground. Everybody's ready, and what we are facing now, I'm so worried. I'm so disturbed with this, and I don't know who is coming in. We haven't gotten anybody that is, we don't know who is coming in, and I'm so worried about that. I don't know where to push the blame to. For me, I don't know where to push the blame, but I would definitely push the blame on NFF. I mean, this is not a time for us to start, changing coaches. Whatever situation we have, we can manage it. We can manage it. Even if there is a club, sometimes we don't hear it. We have some situation that we have a coach that wants to resign, and the people top there will tell them, no, we don't want you to resign. We want you and we want you. This is what I was expecting. But when you have a coach that wants to resign, if you guarantee him and give him the confidence to stay, definitely he will stay. This is the situation we're facing now, which we are not supposed to face. And I'm praying towards it. I hope we can come over it. And it will be so bad for Nigeria as a whole for not qualifying in this World Cup. It's so bad for us.
Any way out?
It's a tough way. I mean, if we can qualify this World Cup, I will be the happiest person, because when you look at this World Cup, I wasn't happy for the last World Cup we missed. It was a great World Cup. And this time around, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be greater than the last one, because we have 3 nations, I think. We have Canada, US, and Mexico hosting it. And it's a unique World Cup. We don't need to miss it. We have to be there. I want to be there.
Yeah, like I always maintain, if you want to be successful in everything, you have to plan very well. If you want to play and qualify in Nations Cup and do well in Nations Cup, we have to prepare from start. We have to prepare properly. That's the only way we can succeed. If we not put our hands, must be on deck. We must do the right thing properly, do things right. That's the only way we can succeed. So it's not left for our people that are handling our football to go back and get things done properly.
Worries all around the football community here in Nigeria as the head coach's job remains vacant, and of course I'm sure that our guest today will have some concerns as well. He'll tell us now, and we've got KUNLE SOLAJA, foremost sports journalist and publisher of Sports Village Square. Great to have you on the show, KUNLE.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being with you.
Yes, of course. So interestingly, KUNLE is talking to us all the way from the Netherlands, and I'm beginning to wonder still, how concerned are you? How much of it is a worry now that just with a few weeks left, the Super Eagles remain without a head coach, and we have very important qualifiers games right in front of us?
Yeah, it's a major concern to anybody who follows sports. As of today, it's 66 days since Finidi George threw in the tournament, and it's unfortunate that we've not been able to have a successor for him. Even Cameroon, that is almost as disorganized as our own football federation, there has never been a time when they have such a gap between the end of one coach's tenure and the other. As a matter of fact, they have a very high turnover of coaches, but they have never found themselves in this situation. I wonder why we are still here. Some days ago, let me say about 2 weeks ago, I was with the NFF president in Nantes, in France, and he assured that in a couple of days, that a code will be announced, that 3 people have been shortlisted. He refused to give the names of those people shortlisted, but he said within the next couple of days, which I assume to not have lasted more than 7 days, but we have over 14 days since he gave that assurance. Nobody has been named, and we have had speculators here and there. With barely 18 days to the next competitive match, and considering the fact that Nigeria Super Eagles have not won any of their last 4 matches, comprising of 2 World Cup qualifying matches, and then the semi-final of the African Cup of Nations, which they drew 1-1 and eventually won 2-0, and then the final match that they lost. It would have been a matter of urgency that we get our acts together. This is the same way we started the World Cup qualifier, which is in disarray now. The African Cup of Nations is about to start. We have not even had, we don't even have a coach. And what it means is that if at all they have penciled down for players to be employed, you are already giving the coach coming in an alibi for failure, because you can easily claim our third party to be a composition of the squad that executed that match. And considering the fact that we are meeting Benin Republic, a team that short of about 2 months ago, we could be more than prepared for that team. And that team is being tutored by a coach that knows the Nigerian national team inside.
Genotro.
That knows virtually everything about our player. That knows virtually everything about the stadium where we are going to play. We are just presenting ourselves.
But KUNLE, what do you think? What do you think is the visual that is?
Expected us that we will fall back to what we did in 1979, when Fadatico was sidelined and there was no coach. We set up a consortium of local coaches to groom the national team, before we then employed Otto Gloria from Brazil, who now executed the African Cup of Nations finals of 1980 for us. But as at now, nobody has even been named, even in the interim, to say that, okay, these are the players we are going to make use of. Rwanda that we are playing after the Republic, they've already announced their squad, they've already shortlisted their players, and those players are now conditioning their minds towards the task ahead. So as at now, what it is that our players have not even been informed whether they are going to be engaged for that match or not. So by the time they know, you now already call them, most of them may not be psychologically and philosophically attuned to the task ahead. So this is a recipe for failure, and I hope one will be proved wrong.
Okay, so I'm interested to know, I'm sure many Nigerians are interested to know as well, what are the factors that, within the quarters of the NFF is contributing to this delay? Because as you said, you spoke to people there and they assured in a matter of days. Days now are becoming, and that's the president himself, NFF President Ibrahim Gosso. So what do you think contributes to factors that is, causing this delay?
Well, one may not easily know the reason, because the reasons are best known to them. One can only hazard guesses. And one easy guess is the fact that they may not have the resources to employ a coach. And if there are no resources to employ a coach, it's better you come out and say, well, based on the media resources we have and the big task ahead, we are now going to we are not employing possible person, even if it's in the interim, because certainly that people have been, the date for that match has been picked, and we must follow that match, and there will be a coach. Even if it's a domestic coach from one of the leagues, at least an active coach, you have employed, or even put 2 or 3 together, and then ask them to manage the national team in the interim. It will have been a better alternative than keeping quiet and keeping everybody incommunicado And if there is failure now, there is no excuse anybody in the football federation will do that will be tenable to any reasoning Nigerian.
Okay, quite interesting, and surely now you've mentioned some of the factors that could contribute. Most certainly, we'll talk about some of the options. I hope that the NFFs, they know the implication of the delays with just days now, maybe if you like weeks before the start of the qualifiers. But I would want us to go on a break now, and when we come back, we'll consider this as well as options that we have to fill in the vacant role for the Super Eagles coaching job. KUNLE, stay with us, and of course, you watching there, stay with us. We'll be right back just after this break. And you're still logged on to Afrosport now in focus, and the conversation is all about who will fill Nigeria's vacant coaching job for the head coach, that is. And of course, I've still got KUNLE SOLAJA here with me. And KUNLE, I'd like to ask you now, of course, I gave you a clue of what to expect. I'd like to ask you, do you think that the NFF are considering the implications to even us broadcasters of the match and even to the sporting industry as a whole? Because, I mean, it has gross implications, if you ask me.
Well, I don't know the thinking within the NFF. I'm not privy to them. Maybe their technical department will be able to provide some suggestions or solutions. But if the Nigerian League, the Premier League, is anything to go by, is anything to rely on, and if the NFF fully trusts on the Nigerian League, I would have expected that at least let's have a consultant of the coaches that handle the top 3 or top 4 teams in the league to come together at least to be able to have a consultant in the interim to guide us until you make up your mind on who will be employed as the Nigerian coach. The excuse may be, oh, we are taking our time to ensure we don't make mistake because we are looking for a long-term coach. But yes, it's good to look for a long-term coach, but it's also there must be a short-term solution to an immediate problem, and that is getting a coach. Now, in that wise, we have accepted that the technical committee of the NFF and the NFF itself as a board and the NFF president as an individual should have called up Fidelis Nekuku, who tutored the Enugu Rangers to win the league, and call up Yemi Olaniwaju of Enyimba and possibly Daniel Ogumodede of the Remo Stars, the top 3 teams, to at least ask them to come together in the interim and see how we can handle the situation. And by the time we play the first 2 matches, which are going to be back to back, then they will be able to make up their mind on getting a permanent coach. But the earlier they come out with that, the better. And we consider the fact that in sports, we will be failing of late. The fan at the Paralympic 2024 is an indicator. We saw that how we failed both on the field and in the administrative level. That we are unable to get our hands together. And this is also reflecting now in forthcoming assignments. And the earlier a decision is taken, even if an interim decision, is better for Nigerian football.
Okay, quite interesting. Now we'll consider some of the names that has coached the Super Eagles across the years. I mean, from all the way back 1956 when this country started to play. That was, of course, during the colonial era. And, of course, you can see Les Coutier, and then from the likes of even Sabino Baringaga. And then you had, of course, Otto Gloria, Tico Jelasavic. And also you've had Chris Udemuzwe, and even more recently, you look at the list, and now we've had the likes of Austin Aguavon, who, for some people, is an option, is going to be able to fill in case, if we can't get a coach in time. He is technical director. Then, of course, Betty Vogts from Germany. You look at the list, we've had foreign coaches all the way through, and even more recently from the 2014 World Cup, Stephen Keshi of blessed memory, Sunday Olise, Salisu Yusuf, Gernot Raw, of course, who will be in charge of Benin Republic when we face them on the 7th of September, Jose Pesero more recently, and then Finidi George as well. Well, a long list of coaches, and of course, it's quite important that we get to fill that position. But who could fill the position? potential candidates being mentioned. There's a lot of speculation, but one name is not leaving the lips of people, and that is Jan Andersen. They call him Jan Olaf Andersen, Swedish coach, and of course has a reputation of coaching clubs all through the top flight there in Sweden. Even Thomas Denabi as well. Perhaps you might want to consider him as being in charge of the Super Falcons as well. Fidelis Ilikchukwu is another name being mentioned. You talked about a 3-man list, and KUNLE, I would like to ask you first, are you privy to the names on that list?
I'm not privy to the list. Because when I met with the NFF president in Nantes, in France, he refused to mention the name. I asked him, okay, can you give us the three that have been shortlisted? He said, no, it's only the technical committee that has the list, and we are still keeping it to themselves because they are still negotiating with the three before they will make up their mind. And from the body language, certainly the Swede was not there. So, but maybe I guess negotiation with the three that are submitted will have failed, and that probably is the reason why a fourth is now being speculated. But in administration and in any organization, by the time you allow rumors to linger, then that's a potential danger. Because I would have expected if the thing that is being speculated is not even under consideration, the NFF ought to have come out and say that this person is not in the frame of things. Because by allowing that speculation to go on, you do ruin the negotiation you are having with the other three. But what it means that those three, maybe they are just wasting our time. They probably have made up their mind. So why should I continue to negotiate with them? So I would have expected the NFF to come out, because communication is key in everything. So if you don't communicate, you allow speculations and rumors to linger, which is very, very bad.
Okay, I want us to consider a scenario here now, KUNLE. If the technical committee and, of course, led by Ibrahim Gusau, the NFF, can appoint a coach for the weekend, do you think it's a cause for optimism? Do you think that the Super Falcons, Super Eagles rather, will still be ready in time when they are ready to play the Benin Republic side led by General Tro on the 7th of September?
Well, the situation as we have now is akin to somebody who is going to have an exam and does not know that an examination is coming. So there's no way that person will be in his best elements. We have allowed time to take over things, because going to a football match, going to a football competition, you have to be conditioned. You have to have a free mind. You have to be thinking about how you are going to execute that match, because you now begin to think of the material that you are going to employ and deploy for that kind of environment. The code being taken now, we now have to start thinking of the options available. And the options may be too wide for him to take a decision in a short time. And that's why I felt that the NFF had allowed the matter to linger for 2 months. All the time we were in the Libya, none of our national team players was involved. So that was enough time for them to think about their mind. And if you have discussed with certain coaches and negotiators, just come out and say, well, negotiators will for one reason or the other, and we know that the negotiations will likely have failed on account of how much we can afford. And besides that, we also take into consideration a lot of things, because as of now, our sport generally and football in particular is going at the lowest end. Something must be done to arrest the situation.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we don't have so much of time now. We'll have to bring things to a close here. Thank you very much, KUNLE. Hopefully, they can get this sorted as soon as possible for the betterment of the team. But again, for your insights, for your opinions, you're on Afrosport Now in Focus. KUNLE SOLAJA, publisher of Sports Village Square. We say thank you very much for being part of the show.
It's a pleasure being with you.
Yeah. And of course, thank you for watching Afro Sports Now in Focus. And that's the full complement of the show today. For more updates, you can follow us on social media. Our handles at Afrosport TV on all platforms. Also, you could get the very best of information on Afro sporting stars. And the website to check that is www.afrosportnow.com. My name is Ayomide Shotobo. I'll see you next time. Until then, it's bye for now.